sweeper section. You'll see gate and then into the Chicago box, okay? And you're driving out there and you approach it out of the slalom, you go, and you kind of notching it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm going to show you that you can go from here and go right around and drop right in.
Okay.
Okay? So that's something I want you to notice, that you can just, this can be a steady state corner all the way through. And even though it looks like it's a 180, it's more like a 270 that you can go all the way back and land in the Chicago box.
Okay.
When I get into the Chicago box, you're going to feel that I'm just going to tap the brake there. And I'm going to do like a tap of the brake just to put, I don't even really want to slow down. I just want to put a little weight on the nose, there. And then, so my car responds better, and then I can get right back to the gas and it'll just pull me right out.
Okay.
All right? We'll see how, if I can do as I say.
All right. At least you've had 2 laps in this guy so far.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Okay.
All right.
Here we are. So I'm going to launch the car. Brake in a straight line. Okay. Patient through here. Steady state throttle. Steady state steering. I'm hungry to find that slalom. I see it. I can power off it. Get to the backside. 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 Start squeezing on the gas. Give it a one steady turn. Constant. All the way around. All the way around. All the way around. Puts me right there. Now the brake. Turn. Power. Little gas. Might have got that. Might have got that. Come on, dude.
30.682. 30.682.
Okay, so you can see by being a little more aggressive and not coasting.
Right.
I'm always doing something. Like I said, I may be quarter throttle, I may be just a little off idle through the circle, but I'm always doing something.
Right.
And it evolves into a lower time. Okay. Is there anything that I did that you didn't understand why I did it, where I did it?
When you were right after the Chicago box, where you go over to that little 6-pack and then right over to the second one before the finish line, it could just be inexperience and not being used to going that quickly, but it felt like I would have thought we were, well, you should be close to the limit, but especially going through the finish line gate, like that was felt like
on the edge.
Yeah, pushing it.
Okay, and you can see that like I almost am steering at the cones and letting my momentum kind of pull me away.
Right, yeah, I felt that too, that we were headed right for it and we just kind of went just a little left, whereas I would have pointed.
Right, I'm kind of still curving through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's maybe just first car. I went from a Mini to a Dodge Daytona to your car, and so each one does different things well. Your car feels like I might have slid it a little bit there.
Okay.
No question, it could have been faster, but like what I'm trying to do is trying to show you about good position, good car placement, and pushing yourself to get as much out of it as you can.
Right. Another thing I know I don't have a very good grasp of, I think I have a reasonable idea of like how much power is too much before the tires break loose, but I know under braking I've got not a real strong grasp of how hard can I brake. I noticed like here at the turn and down there.
Your brakes are your most efficient system on the car.
Right.
By far. Okay? So what you'll feel me do is when it's time to go to the brakes, I'll hit them hard and get done. If I need to get to this speed and I'm up here, I'll bleed them to there and then get off. Right. As opposed to a lot of folks will go past and then go back to the gas and bring it back up there, and all this is lost time.
Yeah.
So use them and then get off. Be aggressive. You can be pretty aggressive without sliding the tires.
Okay.
With the brakes. Okay. We're gonna wait for the yellow car to go by. We'll try again. Brake. Nice tight line. Nice tight. Holding my wheel steady. It's bumpy. It's bumpy. I see the slalom now. I can power. Little wheel spin, not bad. Backside. 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 So we're going to bring you back to the driver's seat.
All right.
We're going to work on no coasting.
Right.
just let the car do some of the work, and that's how I explain this. You know, I'm an old guy. I let the car do a lot of the work. I try not to try to let it pull me off a corner. Try to resist that wheel spin, or if it's just a little bit of wheel spin, that's the most efficient. You watch a drag racer, he doesn't get full stick. He has just a little bit of slip, and that's the best way to accelerate.
All right.
I forgot how much fun neons are.
Yeah,
Every time I get out of one, I always giggle. I was like, man, those cars are so much fun to drive.
Well, they had a pretty, you know, decent run at
Sure.
SCCA for a couple years.
For years and years.
Yeah.
But and I used to see a lot more of them at schools than you look at them from the outside and say, oh man, I wonder if that one's going to be fun. And I've never got into one that wasn't fun, and this one, yours is no exception. Go ahead,
this
roll
one's
on
definitely any beauty that it has is all on the inside.
Yeah, they're always fun to drive. Just going to use our brakes, kind of bring a little aggression out a little on us, for us. All right, Joe, whenever you're ready. Try not to upset her. Nice and easy. It's bumpy. Find the slalom. Drive. Get behind it. Brake early. Find that Chicago box. Drive right to it. Where nobody's driving. It's slippery there. We wiggled a couple.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I definitely felt more comfortable. I could tell that I went a little too quick and got the car unsettled going into the 360.
Right.
But I felt that, and I felt kind of it was manageable to where to go a little slower, and coming out of that into the slalom.
That was good.
Felt a little better. The sweeper, I went in a little deep and kind of got a little.
And the thing that this lot especially is showing you, when you're a little deep and you're a little wide, all the rocks are out there, and you could feel the car sliding on you, and so that cost you some time.
Yeah.
You're far more aggressive everywhere, far more, you know, far better prepared for what was coming up next. And that's the key. If you can see an element ahead of yourself and prepare for it, it'll smooth you right out, because you can see you're better prepared for what to do. If you see that Chicago box early, say, I'm not quite where I want to be, and I only have to make a little adjustment instead of riding it out and then making the big adjustment, cost you time. Anytime you turn the wheel, you're creating friction. It's like putting the brakes on. So you want it to be just as smooth as you can be. Let the car do the work.
Okay.
Old guy here says, let the car do the work.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up. Okay, let's wrap around and go do it again.
006.
Nice pickup.
30.
Nice pickup. Slalom, you got a slalom cone. Just need to work a little harder on completing that blind side turn. I always call a turn on this side is kind of the blind side. You can't see it, you can follow them right in on the left side. On the right side, it's kind of blind.
Yeah.
And so as you come into that blind one, you just got to give it just a tick more room, that's all. You just barely skinned it. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Go ahead. Good momentum. Just a little off idle. Nice round. Hungry for that next slalom. Hungry, hungry, hungry. Go. Rhythm. Good rhythm. Little fat. Don't coast. Deep. Little deep. There you go. That's all right. Pick it right up. Still practicing. Drive off. That's it. Drive it home. It's amazing how much one little mistake will cost you.
Yeah, I know, especially in something like a slalom, if you're a little out of shape to start, there's not much.
You want to get in behind that first one, get a good rhythm in the middle. You started you coasted a little bit in there, then when you picked the throttle back up, what happened was You just kind of thought, well, I can drive in a little deeper. And as soon as like the way there's a definite groove in this lot today, and you get just a little off it, and it's gravelly, and you just slid right off.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's try and just smooth out our slalom. Think about it just being as straight as possible. You just want to go just as straight as you can, you know, up through there. Just little movements, just carry your momentum, get to the gas, and definitely give it up early out there.
Okay.
So you can be in position all the way around.
Right.
All right, let's go around again. Keep reminding yourself, don't coast. We're going to give the yellow car a little more room because that's how people moving.
Yeah. So
Just a little beyond your look ahead skills or how far you're looking at it. That's good because it didn't seem to distract you at all. But we'll give him a little room because he's
29.9.
the driver's getting him just barely everywhere.
06.
Looks like everything's back in place. All right, Joe.